another mistake that we see is that a lot of times there's not a strategic vision put into pre-boarding that sets up the employee for a powerful day one experience. And we can tell you right now that those first impressions that they're making when they show up for the job or they log on that first day will be crucial for their retention for the company. And so, you think of the traditional model of they show up the first day and they're locked in a room filling out paperwork. That is archaic. Please, please, please do not do that. That's why we love GoCo for that reason alone, is because the platform that they've built allows you to get a lot of that essential and incredibly important paperwork done prior to that candidate showing up. And they do it in such a streamlined way that it's easy for the candidate as well.
Yeah. And then, sorry, I
knew you were going to say something.
We've been presenting together so long, we could just feel it. Like Leanne wants to say something.
She was really wanting to
and
say
now
something.
I've lost my train of thought. No, I was going to say, and when you have a strategic plan, then you set yourself up for that day to, again, you're going to hear me say this, reduce uncertainty, increase predictability. Oh my goodness, it makes a world of difference in your retention and your engagement.
Yeah, but it also opens up that day to give you a lot of cool things that you're able to do that day, because when all the legal stuff is already taken care of and all the paperwork, all the benefits have already been explained, you've added all that value already, you're able to come in and really focus in on some of the cool things that you can do that just make that day one the best day one they've ever had, right? And we firmly believe in the power of moments. And so it can be the littlest things. It needs to be something that matches your culture. So something that just fits in with who you are as an organization, but you really, really need to be intentional on day one. And the only way you can do that is if you're taking care of things ahead of time. So here's some statistics for you. Deloitte has found that 4% of new hires leave after a disastrous first day. So that's, again, if you even get them to show up, right? They haven't ghosted you. They show up. If day one is a disaster, they're out. 22% of turnover occurs within the first 45 days. So that's why having those powerful day ones are so important.
And we can't tell you the number of times we've talked, we presented at conferences and we've heard people say, oh, I knew in the first 10 minutes of being at this new job, where I was, usually it's not the one they're currently in, it's an old one. But like, I knew within the first 10 to 15 minutes of being there, oh, this place does not seem to have thought about me being here at all. And even if they aren't part of that 4% that leaves after a disastrous first day, they're thinking about, did I make the right decision? Their uncertainty levels are off the charts typically, if they don't have a really powerful day one experience.
Yeah, I like this comment. Wait, where'd it go?
We lost it.
Rolling away. Sarah asked, what would you suggest for a manufacturing company who hires many team members who are not computer savvy? So that is a really, really good question.
That is a really good question. I think that I would have like 45 follow-up questions to ask you. But I think what you have to do is you have to start building in some feedback loops into the process with these new hires and trying to gather themes about what their experiences are, so that you can build a system that's really efficient and works for them. So one of our clients was a large car wash company, and they had car washes sort of all over the southern part of the United States. And so they were hiring a lot of people, often cohort kind of hiring big groups, at a time. And very similarly, they're like, there's so much stuff that we need to do in that pre-boarding phase. And so how do we make that happen? And so what they were hiring some younger, often teenagers or college age students to work at their car washes. And so they turned it into almost like a party, like this just insanely fun event where those employees signed up, they showed up, and then they were there with them at computers to work through it. So I don't know, that of course is not going to work for you, but the point was that they did the work to think what motivates this group of, or this type of person, how do we create a system that really works for them? So that would be where I would say is to start thinking and getting feedback for them about that process.
Yes, definitely. That's such a good answer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So that actually kind of ties into what the next one is, which Leanne's going to talk about, is individualizing.